Oh, if we have betrayed or let people down in the past, how does one move on without guilt turning pathological? Oh, well, that's actually fairly straightforward. The first thing I would say is you could try using the past authoring program in the self-authoring sequence, because it's actually designed to help people do that. But here's the issue, man. It's like you did something wrong and it's hurting you. Fair enough, that hurts people. And what you have to do is you have to figure out what it was that you did wrong. You have to figure out how it was that you got there. You have to figure out how to change your life so that you won't go there anymore. You have to make amends for what you've done, not necessarily precisely to the people that you did it to, because maybe you can't, but you need to start to live your life in a way that makes amends for what you've done. And then you have to let it go, because people make mistakes, and torturing yourself to death because you did something reprehensible and stupid isn't as useful as using the experience to transform yourself into someone moral and useful. So now, that's easier said than done, obviously, and I'm not in the least taking it lightly. I know that you can do things in your life that are very bad and that are very hard to get over, but adding your own misery to the misery of the world when you could be out there doing good is probably not the best way to atone for your past sins. So, and people make mistakes. The trick is, once you've made it, to admit that you made it, to learn why you made it, to transform yourself so you don't make it anymore, and then to go out there and start acting like a proper person. And it's one of the reasons I'm also kind of attracted to some of the more fundamental elements of the Christian doctrine, because there is a doctrine of universal forgiveness that's embedded in that system. And the idea there basically is that, well, people are fallible in a profound way, but if they atone, they can be redeemed. And if they're penitent, I mean, that's where the word penitentiary comes from, by the way. If they're penitent, if they go over their conscience, if they confess to what they've done to themselves, to God and society, let's say, and they attempt to strike out on a better path, and that's all genuine. It's like the idea is, well, if you don't allow people who've made mistakes to move on, then you just have to dispense with everyone, because everyone's made mistakes. Now, having said that, I know there's difference between categories of mistakes, but, forgiveness after repentance is a good moral axiom.